Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this webinar by Roll Cyber, and I'm Abhishek, and along with me is Alex. We are pleased to have you on board, and within a short while, we'll start. Let's wait for a couple of minutes, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, maybe, and then we'll start. Alex, are we all set?
Yeah, and if you guys have any question, feel free to raise your hand. We'll be happy to help.
Yeah, so you can raise your hands from this panel, and then we can answer your questions or any queries if you may have. So, yeah. Alex, I think let's start.
Okay.
Would keep joining. Yeah. So a formal good afternoon to everyone. The theme of this webinar is to discuss how Copilot and the latest generative AI tools are helping finance leaders and of course among many others. So just to quickly start off with, the question of the hour, like because I have personally consulted a couple of CFOs, CEOs, and in fact the finance leaders. One of the most recurring question I come across is they share their pains, like their teams is either overwhelmed with those housekeeping tasks, those data tasks, those regular reporting and all those stuff. So is this the same problem with you? Do you think that they are able to find lesser time to focus on what's more important, like strategic initiatives or so? Or do you even wish to empower your teams, how to increase their productivity? Then here we are, and we are happy to take you through. In fact, just as a corollary, this image which you are seeing in front of you is an AI generated one. While creating this presentation, it just took me almost like a minute or two. I just prompted, hey, create an image when a CFO is thinking about the automation, and this is the image. So this is how we are going to evaluate how AI could be helping you. Yeah, Alex, next slide, please. Yeah. So very quickly taking you through the agenda, we'll be discussing a few success stories. We will try to keep this session and as short as possible, and we'll try to deliver as much value as we could. So keeping things short, we'll cover some success stories like 3 of our clients. Then we'll quickly take you through our FinAssist Bot, which is very specific to the finance, and of course can integrate with your ecosystem. Then we have Copilot for Office, like your Microsoft Office or maybe your Google Workspace, whichever of these you use. Here we'll be demoing on Office, but we can do that with Google Workspace as well. Then we have Copilot for Power BI. So how a Copilot can be helping you, automate the reports and dashboards. We'll just cover that. And then lastly, this is the SAP integration with Copilot, and we could do that with Oracle and other tools as well. Yeah, so this is the quick agenda for today's webinar. Quick list of speakers here. So this is Alex, and then Director AI and ML Technologies, and myself, Abhishek Narayan. I just love talking to clients like you over data and AI practices. And along with us is Sai Krishna, who's a data scientist and who would be happy to answer if there's any data related queries. A very quick brief of what we do. I wouldn't want to focus more here, just want to emphasize that how we have helped our clients. So just a quick insight, we are 20+ years in the business with a huge manpower present across the globe. Importantly, more than 500+ certified consultants across 10 countries. We have actually supported more than 600+ clients as we speak. And most important is, as you speak at the bottom right, we have a strategic partnership with all the leading technology providers, all the hyperscalers. So what I mean to emphasize here is that we are technology agnostic. We work in the best interest of our clients. So whichever technology you use, we would try to support you over that here. So we are not biased to any technology for that matter. So very quickly moving forward, as you see, AI or generative AI or Copilot is actually helping all spheres of an organization, like all the domains or departments like HR, marketing. But since we have assembled here for the finance, we will double down on that, like how Copilot would be helping you simplify financial reporting and of course increasing productivity. Yeah. So very quickly moving on to a few of the case studies, we are presenting here three of, there are many actually, but we just tried to choose three of them. For the sake of client privacy, we are not displaying the name here, but of course you are free to sync again with us, and we'll be happy to share the details and if needed client testimonials as well. So this is the first case study around a global manufacturer. They do advanced technical ceramics. They are present, I think, across 11 countries, and also speak not only English but also symbol-based language like Japanese and Arabic. So this was pretty much one of my most famous use cases. So few of the challenges which they faced was, of course, finance biggest headache, that is manual processes prone to human error. Then they had, of course, a manual ticketing system, which they were handling over emails. Emails would come up, they would create tickets. Then there were basic finance and payroll queries by employees. Sometimes it is handled by HR, sometimes it is for them it was well handled by the payroll team, deeply linked to the finance, and a lot of bandwidth was being consumed there. Then similarly, as I mentioned, they were speaking a couple of languages, like including Japanese, Arabic, so it was very difficult speaking to each other, and especially getting on the same platform. All of this combined, they were having very high operational costs, and the productivities were just very poor because they were not able to focus on strategic tasks. Like when I asked the CFO what if there's one big dream you have as of now, what would that be? And he said, I just want to increase the productivity of my team. I just don't want them to be focusing on the regular housekeeping, and that's what in fact the session is for. So few of the solutions which we tried deploying were RPA, that's robotic process automation, at of course multiple stages, right there from Excel automation to how they ingest the invoices or the ERP data. Then we deployed the FinAssist bot. Actually, there were a couple of bots deployed. One of them was FinAssist, which was actually translation enabled, that just resided in their Microsoft Teams. That was the beauty. They still had various provisions in place, but this one was best because this specific system resided in their Microsoft Teams. Any employee across the globe could chat with the finance team, and it would help them. And of course, for the finance team, this bot served a lot more purpose because they had a lot more rights, so they can access, the ERP data or any other financial data as well. And then, as we are going to demonstrate, how Copilot for them literally saved hours and hours of their efforts. Like they were spending a lot of efforts onto creating dashboards and reporting, and now Copilot just could create it in a jiffy. We'll just cover that. As all of it, the quick results, what they achieved was, more than 60% of overall efficiency was achieved because they were able to mitigate the manual processing and the physical labor involved. Then, of course, there was a lot of dependency on the finance professional, which was also removed because of this automation. And then, of course, one single point of contact, or I would say financial point of contact for the whole organization, it just streamlined their operation. So not only increasing productivity, but saving them time, effort, and cost as well. Yeah, we move on to the next case study here. I would even take lesser time in the further two, so that just in the best interest of time. They are a leading mattress manufacturer in North America. In fact, I would say the number two. So again, pretty much the challenges were same, the repetition and productivity challenges. One of the major problem they were again facing was the data was kept in silos. They had various data sources, ERP, manual paperwork, EDIs, ERP, CRM. So the finance team had to speak to a lot many stakeholders, and that was their most painstaking thing. Because of this, the decision-making process was very slow. It was prone to so much delays, and of course, because they could never get to one single source of truth, there were it always hindered their analytical capabilities. And of course, the forecasting and the P&L management was never up to date. So that is where we helped them. A few of the things which did was, an Office Copilot, which we would again cover in this quick webinar. Then the integration with, so we kind of created a data lake. All of their data systems spoke one single language, and everything got streamlined. And again, the Power BI Copilot, which is again one of the theme of this, the agenda of this webinar. As results, you would see again they pretty much achieve similar results. They could streamline their data, they could do a lot more analytics and the profitability assessment, and because of that they were even able to do their compliance and all these regulatory standards. They could streamline that process as well. Quickly moving on to the third case study. They are basically they are a steel giant, uh, headquartered in the Europe, but again present across. They had insufficient digital capabilities. While they are a giant, but still they were like, few of their systems were quite legacy. So that was a big problem because they could not speak. All of their departments could not speak same language. They could not come to a single table when it came to data and processing. Because of that, again, all of these concerns, they were not able to do analytics and P&L management. Now we deployed a FinAssist Bot, which was deeply integrated to their SAP HANA, and was also integrated to Microsoft Dynamics, which was with their sales and CRM capabilities, and also we integrated all their vendor and invoicing management. So all of that given, one of the things they also wanted are ML capabilities for their manufacturing and forecasting capabilities. So we deployed a language model. I wouldn't go into the jargons and tech details, but we just created an AI, you can say in simplest term. We created a model specific to them, which ingested all of their past performances over seasons and years and uncertainties, and build on that logics. We could actually project and predict what would be the wastages, how their inventory could perform, what could be the possible bottlenecks, and they could actually work upon these. So not only regular office automation, but they could actually work on their profitability and P&L as well. And as a result, their sales figure grew by 11%. Of course, not only by just deploying this automation, but of course because by deploying this technology integration, leveraging these tools, they could actually be more aware of their data, were more informed, and could continuously monitor. And of course, this SAP reporting was deeply integrated their teams. So these were the quick 3 success stories I just wanted to quickly cover. Moving on, next is a quick demo of our FinAssist Bot. Now, before even we go to the demo, why actually deploy that assistant? Okay, so few of the basic deliverables are, of course, a tailored AI assistant specific to your needs. The bot is created as per your needs. Of course, not only it can help finance team, but because this webinar is for finance, so of course we can deploy bot specifically cater to your needs and requirements. Of course, our team of experts would actually try to understand what suits you the best and would try to deliver as per that. Then of course there are analytical capabilities, integration capabilities with your ERP and your CRM and all of the systems you use, and because of that you would be able to save a lot more time and efforts. So moving further, yeah, wouldn't go much into details, but because we are moving on to demo, just want a basic high level understanding how this works. So suppose you are using any Copilot, there's like 2 possibilities. You ask any question which the data source is basically your Microsoft Office tenancy, like for example your Outlook, your SharePoint, your PPTs, or your internal data which is there in your Outlook or Google Drive, or otherwise it could be in your ERP or in your CRM or any third-party integration. So considering both the scenarios, when you ask any question, Copilot, if it is a third-party integration like say SAP or Oracle ERP or anything else, it has plugin connectors. It queries that data via APIs and then can fetches all the information back to you, and this is how it assists you. And however, suppose it is on your emails, if it's on your SharePoint or any drive, it basically gets the semantic indexing done, and using graph connectors, it again serves the purpose for you. So the overall idea here is there's one single point of contact, that is Copilot, and it does everything for you, like which software to talk, which technology to speak to, and get you the exact data you need. That is the essence here. Yeah. this is just a very quick snippet of what it could do. Like suppose this is a bot sitting on your teams, you simply ask what is the how much is the stock left, or what is the profitability, or what are the P&L of a particular thing, you know, any product line. And then this is a team's screenshot which it comes up with the current inventory. Of course, inventory is not exactly you know, your need right now, but it could be anything else as well, like the profitability, the losses, the person margin, anything, you know. So not only it gives you information, but there are possibilities to interact with it, like you can update stocks, or you can actually have you know, push or you can say write queries to your SAP. Yeah, moving on. Next is a quick demo, which I'll pass on the pattern to Alex, who would quickly take us through the Copilot on Teams demo. Yeah, over to you, Alex. Alex, are you on mute? I think you're on mute, Alex.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. All right. Okay. So for the demo, for the first demo, I'm going to show you a report. It's a financial report which we have prepared. Like say, for example, you have like a lot of reporting tools like a Power BI to create a report. And you have a report now. Let's say this report, you know, you prepared a report and it is part of your Power BI and it is in your SharePoint or any other you know, data source. Now you can get this report to your Copilot, and once Copilot will have access to this report, you can ask questions on this report. So for sake of this demo, we have prepared this report which is having information about some products like Caritera and what country you know, this product was sold, how many units were sold, what are the sales price, all those kind of information over there. Now let's say you have a most of the organization today uses Team, and we have deployed this Copilot in Team, and your Copilot is going to be sitting in you know, your teams. Like we have created a FinAssist Copilot where we have ingested this financial data to the Copilot. Now for sake of this demo, I have popped out this Copilot, and here is a Copilot. And now when any question I have on this report, I can ask here. For example, give me the month-wise sales of Casio in Canada. Now your Copilot is listening to this question, taking the question across the data, and it again like went through the data and gave me the answers of like what are the sales of Casio in Canada for different months. Like it is giving me for December, January, you know, for different months on this year. Now let me go to a little more like a complex question, like how are our sales distributed across different segments, like government, enterprise channel, partners, and small business. Now again, like the question is going back to the data, whatever it has, it comes back with a response, and it gave me a response saying like, you know, for the government segment, the sales included so and so dollars, for Canada and for Germany so and so dollars. So if you're dealing with a lot of data in your reports, like, and if you want to quickly understand your data and get more insight about your data, this Copilot can be like really helpful. Like let's pick like one more question. Say for example, the next complex question would be like, okay, what is the trend of sales volume across like different countries? Like you saw from the report that, you know, the products are sold across like different countries. Let's ask the question.
And in fact, if there are any questions from the audience, if they would want to speak, please maybe raise your hand or just drop your questions, and we would love to ask you.
Yeah. and Mexico. Let's see if it can answer this question. Right. So here's the answer back from that from the Copilot. Now, so as I said, like if you're dealing with a lot of data, which is spread across like different data sources, a Copilot can be much helpful when you want to combine data, or you have a lot of question on your data, get more insights on your data. This Copilot can be very helpful, and it can be not just only deployed on a team, it can be deployed on any other channel like Slack or any other communication mechanism you use in your organization. And also like the Copilot, whatever you create, is not just limited to a particular data source or anything. It can connect to like multiple data source. There are like almost like 300 400 plus connectors within Copilot which it can connect to. Right, so that's the Financial Assist Copilot you saw in action. Now,
just to add in, we will, because there are a couple of agendas to cover, so we'll try to spend less time on each one of them individually, but we'd love to have questions from if there's any. So just feel free to ask your questions if you would want. Yeah, thanks. Alex, please proceed.
Yeah, okay. So let me close this, and let's see what the next agenda is to show a demo on Office 365, the Copilot which is on action, right? So let's say you are using Office 365 in your day-to-day life, right? And you don't have your Copilot enabled. Like, what is that you're missing? Now, everyone are like very busy with your day-to-day activities. Like you have a lot of meetings to cover. There is a say for example, there is a long email chain or thread that is happening, which is like happening for days, and you are busy on your meetings. All you do is like you have to spend a lot of time going over those email and finding the summary of the the email, like what are they trying to talk about and what is the action item. All those questions can be answered in just a click, right? So on a busy schedule, you see a lot of emails happening, and you don't want to go through each and every single email, pay attention to it, right? So for sake of this example, so we prepared an email chain which has like 2 or 3 conversations, and it's not just limited to just 2 or 3 conversations, right? It can be like a multiple conversation, like 1 week of information or 15 days of information. Now there is a Copilot which is sitting on your Outlook, where on click of it is just going to scan your emails, understand the conversation, and it is looking for all these key points and everything, combines a response for you, and it comes back with a summary. Like for example, in this email conversation, we were asking someone to prepare a sales report. So what happened in this email, and what is the status of this sales report? Everything is being like summarized by the Copilot. So the Copilot for Microsoft 365 is like very useful, and it is not just limited to your Outlook, right? So for example, I was showing you the data on an Excel file, like the report which was prepared for financials. Now let me go back to that data, and as you can see, there is a Copilot which is sitting in over here, right? So I click on this Copilot. So it's loading the Copilot. Let me, okay. So I'll have to turn on autosave.
Meanwhile, Alex, while you fix this, guys, one of the stories which I would love to share. A few days ago, I was actually I met the Canada head of Microsoft AI, and while we were just discussing about this Copilot for emails, he just shared a very funny, not funny, but very nice story. He said he was in a meeting, of course, kind of a board meeting, and one of the business leader had some queries around the profitability and margins and so. And while they're just being in the meeting, he got an email. He didn't have the time to go through the complete lengthy email and the previous process. He just clicked on Copilot. It literally asked him the prompt that person A is asking this, what should be the output, summarizing the whole lengthy email, and he just said yes, no, and just the number. That's it. And after everything got concluded, his team member asked, I learned that you were in a meeting, sorry to bother you, but how could you even answer that email? And he said, thanks to Copilot. So just it reminded me of that story while Alex was just trying to take you through it. Yeah, carry on, Alex, please.
Yeah. So most of us use Microsoft Excel. Let's say like you want to create a pivot table. So right now, as a Copilot sitting in over here will be like an agent for you, and you can create a pivot table. Like let's say like you want to create a pivot table to find the sales across sales. Okay, distributed over month and date against products. Like let's say so right now it's scanning through the data and it's trying to create a pivot table. So while it may be like a very simple task for some of us to create this kind of like a pivot tables, but it's just not limited to this creating a pivot table or anything. It can like perform like many other action. Like it on just like on a prompt, it was able to create a pivot table with the date, product, and everything. And you can just like on a click, you can add it to a new sheet, right? So here it is. Now, while it created the pivot table for us, and now it can also say like it can also help you with a different prompt as well. Like if I go over here, it says like, okay, what's the percentage of units sold in for each month name? So these are like some of the prompts which are by default provided by the Copilot based on the data whatever you have. Now asking that, it will provide the information on the questions whatever you have asked. So this is like very handy when you're dealing with like a large amount of data, and it for the work that takes like weeks or months, it should be able to just answer you in just like prompts. Right, so that's the basic idea of this demo.
And even not only these querying, you can even ask for to create a formula or format your sheet like any color coding or anything like that. So whatever we used to do manually, like that was not a magic bullet, but again now could be done at just a prompt. That's it. That's what Copilot does.
Yeah. Okay, so here is a Copilot that is sitting on team, which can like help me prepare a meeting with Fabrica, right? So it'll go look through all your email, and it'll create like a meeting summary, or it'll help you like prepare for a meeting.
Yeah.
And
this, as I even described before, this is not just the email, but it would automatically parse through the contract or any documents or anything shared in previous email. So it would scan everything, it would summarize everything, index everything, and basis that would respond to you. Like, so within few minutes, you can actually prepare for a meeting which was scheduled like say 15-20 days ago, and now if you have to come up for a meeting, just 30 minutes before, you just type this prompt and it would create curate the best of the information basis whatever grounding it could do with whatever data was available, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Abhishek, you can take through this.
We move on to the next agenda, which was again one of the most important ones. That's how we automate the dashboard and how we can actually save a lot of man hours or efforts which are spent into creating reports and dashboards. So we move on next. Just in the best interest of time, we are actually so we would like to summarize this very quickly. So Microsoft Fabric is basically a complete umbrella term which Microsoft has created for all the analytical and data capabilities within a company. Wouldn't dive into the technicals much, but in a basic layman understanding, you would need Power BI for reporting. But how would that reporting come up? By curating the complete data, which is again a problem at many organizations. That data is sitting in silos. Some is in ERP, some is in CRM, some are in different Excel formats, and so on and so forth. So there are various technical, there are various tools which can actually help you create one single source of truth, and on top of it, you can run Power BI. So while if you are already using Power BI, we'll just quickly show you in a moment how you can actually save time. So here, if on the right side, if you see, you can just ask, can you help me with some insights from this report at city level pointers? And by the way, this just screenshot of one of our demo which we did. So it just gave you with the insights about the prompt you asked, like for city-wise breakup, as well as few insights you wanted to drive. And on the left hand, it created dashboards in a minute. So moving on next, we will just quickly show you how this thing works in works in action. Yeah. So
hello, imagine you are a business sales executive of an imaginary company called Wide World Importers. You have a sudden meeting and you are in need of a sales analysis report. Instead of relying on someone, you can just open Microsoft Fabric, jump into the Power BI persona, and go to your workspace. Once you are in, locate your data model and hit Create Report. Using Copilot, you can use simple language prompt to ask for a sales report of your company. You may be asking for specific details like city level sales, employee level sales, trends of profits, and sales over time. The Copilot will then go ahead and generate a beautiful report with all the details you have asked for. You can even ask the Copilot to create more pages with more granularity, and it will give you that. In this case, we are asking for sales, profits, and taxes on a city level. All the detailed charts were given back on a new page. Now let's say we also want to add employee sales numbers in this. We can do that as well. Copilot gave the new bar chart for us to add it wherever we want on the page. Now that the report is done, you as a business person would also want some insights, which is also possible with Copilot. The Copilot understands the report and produces some thoughtful insights in a jiffy. These are all some of many capabilities of Copilot.
So as you could see, this was a very short demo, and this, trust me, we have just like fast forwarded it to save our time. But if you had to create it over your own Fabric environment or your Power BI, you would know how much time, efforts, and bandwidth it would require to create this kind of report. And while here, it was just created over simple conversational prompt. Like you could ask your own set of questions which you would want to ask from your team. So Copilot is there to help, right? So moving on next and to the last quick agenda, because SAP is the most widely accepted ERP across, but we can and we have done it across other ERP solutions as well, including Oracle, including custom-made ERPs, and so on and so forth. So here we'll just have a very quick demo of SAP integration, and we have tried to keep it very simple and clean. So just for the basic understanding, over to you, Alex.
Yeah. So here is a S4 in the S4 HANA instance of SAP. This is for Royal Cyber, and for the interest of the time, we have picked like one report, project profitability report, which we have created for the demo purpose, right? So you can see like a lot of products over there. It has like revenue information and everything. Now this data, this report is being like now ingested to Microsoft Copilot, and let's see like what this Copilot can answer. So we have created a Copilot. Again, like this Copilot is deployed in Teams, not just limited to Teams. It can be deployed across like any channel in your organization where you want to access this. Now let me ask a question like what is the total bill revenue for P001? So this is one of the products from that report, and let me ask this question. And now this is like again trying to get the information from SAP and find the total billed revenue for this product, and it's going to come back with an answer saying like, okay, here is the product billed revenue for this product. Let's see like what it comes back with.
Yeah, and just to add in, one of the important thing is it actually serves, or it actually respects the identity and access management. So for example, as a finance leader, you might have many access which your team members, subordinates, or other employees might not be having. So if they ask this question, they might not get the same response, or they might get a limiting response compared to when you ask the same question. So that thing is also very well taken care of.
Yeah, that's a good point, Abhishek, that you covered, like the security part of it. So we can have like a set of ACLs, the access control rules, on what question has to be answered by this Copilot, and also who will have access to this Copilot, and what information they can access to. Okay, the other question I wanted to ask was about margin percentage. As you can see, like there is information about margins in this report. Let me ask the question about like margins. What are the margin percents for products sold in 2024? And this demo is to showcase about the integration, not just limited to any one report or anything. uh, the way we can integrate with SAP, and how it can be handy and helpful for you on answering like a lot of questions that will take or use a lot of your time by navigating or trying to find your reports, creating a report. uh, that can be like make your life easy and be more productive. Now it came back saying that margin percentage for products sold in 2024 are as follows, right? Okay, let me ask, like, can you give it in a tabular form? Okay, I want the same data, but I want that to be in like a tabular form, so that I can simply like copy from here, paste it on a report, so it can be like more quicker. Now it's going to come back with the same data, and be it in like a tabular form, right? It may be like a small use case, but believe me, like when you want to try to create this table, you have to go to your Outlook, create a table, prepare a header, make it bold, like align it, all this kind of thing. It may be like a minor time consumption thing, but when you have like a huge amount of data and multiple tables and columns and everything, it makes like a lot of difference.
Yeah, in fact, just one of the things, while which might even slip our attention is, while typing, Alex had a typo. Can you give? So it was a typo there, but these basic grammatical and all these indexes are very well taken care by Copilot, so it still understood the context and gave the right answer. So the overall point is, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Preserved or saved in these multiple things throughout the day will actually mount to hours, or maybe an hour or half an hour, or even up to 2 hours of a daily productivity. So that was our agenda, that how we can and this is just few basic example. Trust me, when we consult our clients, there are many other integration scenarios, there are many other real-time problems, there are many other situational contexts which we actually can. So it is just the the Microsoft Copilot and that integration, but suppose you might even need to have some other cross-platform integration with your ERPs, or even we might need to deploy some other solutions. So that definitely happens, and we are proud to have backed up our clients with these top-notch things. So happy to actually look forward to this. And just a second, in fact, I got a question from John. Okay, so Alex, John asked if this could be integrated with the BMC remedy there, right? Yeah, so John, as I mentioned, this is integrable with a lot of third-party tools, ERPs and other solutions. So yes, this BSM remedy is also one of the possibilities. We can do that. Okay, so
there's one more question from Diana. How expensive is to create this type of a Copilot in an organization?
I think this is by far the best question, because everything comes to profitability at the end. So in the best interest of time, I would not expand this much, but two things. First, we are happy to actually offer a free assessment for this overall AI automation and Copilot deployment at your premise. So if in case you are interested, we can explore not only the possibilities, but also we would come up with a cost benefit analysis, how deploying AI or these kind of automation will actually not only save time efforts, but also will help you save cost, because we have had case studies before. So first thing, to answer you, Diana, that we would be happy to offer this kind of workshop for you, a complete cost benefit analysis. Now, secondly, what is costing when it comes to software or technology deployment? It's more like an investment, and you actually assess the benefit in terms of return on investment. So trust me, if I talk about saving man hours of your teams, and suppose if 5 people or 4 people or 3 people in your team are able to do any desired task, and if I can actually get that done with lesser the bandwidth invested, they get additional time. So something you might have aspired to hire someone additionally, if the same team can do the same thing, then I think that's a huge cost saver. So in terms of benefits and cost benefit, we can definitely do that for you. And when it comes to being expensive, no, there are many more expensive solutions in market which do not even drive this kind of value for you. Honestly, the kind of value it saves for you, you wouldn't find it expensive. And for more details, I would really want you to avail our free assessment, free Copilot assessment at your premise. So you feel free to drop any other questions if you have, or otherwise we can be reached out at info@royalcyber.com. Plus you would be you would receive follow-up emails from our teams. You can also respond there. So I think we have reached towards the end of it. Thank you, everyone. This was very nice having all of you on board, and we really loved your presence. I personally enjoyed this session, and I hope this brings on some energy and positivity towards your day-to-day life and automation. Okay, with this, we would love to sign off for today. Thank you once again, and let's stay tuned for more updates. Thank you. Thank you, Alex.
Yeah, thank you.